Man, life would be so weird if we didn't have music from the Beatles, if they never existed. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review of the new Danny Boyle directed film, Yesterday. This movie stars Himesh Patel as a struggling musician named Jack who just has not hit his lucky break. One night, as he is traveling home on his bike, there is a power outage, and in that power outage, he gets hit by a bus, wakes up, no one remembers the Beatles. It's as if they had never existed. So Jack decides that he is going to make the Beatles songs his own. He becomes the biggest singer-songwriter in the world, and so Jack needs to balance his life as well as balance the truth behind his music. This movie had a very interesting premise, and so I was really excited for this film because you have Danny Boyle directing it, and Danny Boyle is someone who makes these Oscar bait-worthy type of films, and I thought that that's what we were going to get here. But I have to say it's a little bit lackluster. The film in execution has a really charming idea, a very charming concept of what would happen, how would the world be if this never existed. That's a really interesting premise on its own, and the movie sticks the landing with that for the most part. After a while, it kind of starts to lose its charm, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the runtime of this movie. This movie is at 1 hour and 57 minutes, and you feel that runtime. You really feel that runtime because as I was sitting in the theater last night watching this movie, there was a part of me that kind of felt like it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had been watching this movie for hours. Not to say that the movie's boring or dull, it's just the movie drags a little bit, especially when you get to the parts where Jack becomes this icon, this big sensation, because there's a lot of filler in there. There's a lot of things in this movie that could have been cut down to make that runtime maybe an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, because I just felt like it was a little too long and it dragged out. And that's my biggest problem with the film, is because of how much it dragged out, this movie really lost its charm, and that whole concept of the film was kind of lost in a way because I just wanted it to end. Some of the pros about this movie, I thought Himesh Patel, who played Jack, the lead character in this, I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he did a great job. I liked what they did with him struggling because the music is not his own. That's the biggest problem that he has, is he knows that the music's not his own. And people acclaim him as if he's this great singer-songwriter, but he really feels like he's living a false type of life. And I do like that whole concept, and I really like the chemistry between him and Lily James in this film. Lily James can do no wrong in my book. I thought she was phenomenal. I love the humor. This movie was a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. There's a scene in this movie that made me laugh harder than I've laughed probably all year. And I don't want to get into spoilers. It involves Ed Sheeran and this other character. The interaction that they have when they first meet is one of the funniest interactions I've seen in a movie like this. And I had a blast with it. But that's just one scene. The movie as a whole, it works. The jokes are funny when they need to be. But towards the end of the film, the jokes kind of stop. This movie's a lot of different things. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. At times it's a comedy, at times it's a drama, and at times it's a romance. And the film doesn't feel really balanced with all three of these different elements, because the first act of the movie felt a lot like a drama of this struggling musician who doesn't know how to make his dreams work. Then the middle of the movie is more of a comedy, and then the end of the movie is more of a romance, but there's no balance to it. All three of these elements, if they were to work right, they should all be balanced and be flushed out, and I feel like they just were not balanced enough to the point where I could see them as one whole moving film. All three of these different elements make this movie feel like it's three different movies at three different times. So to me, that's the one thing about this film that I just really didn't like was the unbalance of all three of these elements, because you had a great idea, you had a great concept, you had really good humor when it worked, you had a decent kind of forced a little bit romance that's a little awkward, and then you have some of that good drama about how do you make your dreams come true, what do you have to do, what do you have to give up. I just wish that could have been woven together more nicer and cleaner than what we actually got. Anyway, guys, Yesterday is a film you don't necessarily need to go see right away. If you enjoy the Beatles music and you're a big Beatles fan, definitely go check it out. If you like the idea, go check it out. It's got a pretty cool concept, and it's not just the Beatles, by the way, that people don't remember, but there's other things. Anyway, guys, what did you think of Yesterday? Let me know down below in the comment section. Make sure you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And as always, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.